Good morning, YouTubers. This is Tony Saramoto. I want to explain to you real quick the difference between vehicle speed sensor A and B. So vehicle speed sensor A is for your transmission turbine, which that sensor communicates with the body control module to tell the when it's time to shift gears according to the RPMs or the speed of the vehicle. Okay? Now, I'm working on a 2002 RAV4. The speedometer doesn't work, but it shifts gears fine, because I already drove it and tested, and it shifts gears just fine. So that tells me that the vehicle speed sensor, which is this one right here with the little gear, is not working. Something is shorted. The customer said that at the same time the door locks didn't work. I don't understand. You driving a car and then suddenly the door locks don't work. You know, sometimes they come up with stories and you have to figure it out. Are you saying the truth? You telling me the truth, or you lying? You know, you have to check it for yourself, make sure. Okay, so on this case, I drove the RAV4 and the gears shifting fine. So that tells me that vehicle speed sensor A for the turbine is fine because it's shifting gears. So I have to concentrate on this sensor because the speedometer doesn't work. So the first thing I did is check. I grabbed my multimeter on my test light with the digital numbers, and I checked for voltage coming into and yes, we got voltage coming in. And I checked for ground, and yes, we got ground. So when the car starts moving, when you turn the key on and it's running, voltage goes through the sensor, clicks on the inside the sensor, and sends a signal for the speedometer out. So they tell you how fast are you going. Okay? So the difference between this and the turbine sensor is this. This is for your speedometer. So if your speedometer doesn't work, doesn't move at all, check. Make sure it has voltage, check the fuses, check everything before changing or replacing it. In my case, I got everything, so I told my customer that's what it is. And she said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Well, your transmission is shifting gears, and I don't know what else. The speedometer just don't work, okay?" And she said, "Okay, I'm gonna go buy it because it's around $300 for the sensor where I live." So remember, on your car, if it has two sensors, okay, one sensor is for the transmission, communicates with the computer to shift gears. That's the first thing you need to make sure. You drive your car and your car is shifting gears fine, boom, boom, up to 4 gears, but your speedometer doesn't work. That means your vehicle speed sensor for the speedometer is something wrong with it, and you need to check it out. If you know how to do it, you can do it. But there's tons of videos on YouTube, but none of those guys explains what sensor does and what the other sensor does. They just tell you, "Oh, we just find the problem, this is blah blah blah, this is what it is, okay, yeah, put another one, boom, that fix it." Okay, remember, speed sensor on the transmission, vehicle speed sensor tells the computer to shift gears. That's the first thing you need to check. Make sure your car shifts gears. If your car doesn't shift gears and the and the speedometer goes up but doesn't go over 20, that means that's not the problem, and the sensor or the wires are the problem, or you got a bad transmission control module. But if your car shifts gears but your speedometer doesn't work, you need to check the sensor, make sure it has what I told you before: volts, ground, and the rest is the signal for the speedometer. Okay? So leave some comments if you got questions. There is tons of videos over here, and also tons of parts right here that they explain to you, but you are confused and you don't know what you want. I just told you. Okay? What you want is the difference. This is for the transmission to shift gears, which I'm okay on this RAV4, and this sensor, this vehicle speed sensor, is for the speedometer. Okay? So it's very expensive. So leave some comments if you got questions. Bye-bye.